Welcome to the Queer Confidence Podcast, the podcast to help you become your most confident queer self. I'm your host, he, she, they, Coach Alex Ray, and I haven't always been this confident. In fact, I used to be super insecure. And through this show, I want to share with you what's worked for me, my clients, and my guests so that you can become more confident. Any questions before we get started?
No, let's do this. I'm excited, right?
Me too. Okay, let's save some of that tension for later.
Yeah, please, come on. Questions first.
Right. Hello, my unicorns. Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're getting naked with Adrian.
Hi, guys. Good to be here.
I'm so glad that you decided to do the show with me.
I loved it. It was the perfect idea, especially that I don't create any content like this, and it was a great start. So
yeah.
it sounds very up my alley, and I love it. I'm excited.
We're going to have so much fun.
I hope so.
All right. You want to just jump into it?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
So our first question is, tell me something you're passionate about. Do you want to answer first?
I'll let you answer the first one.
Okay. Something I'm passionate about. I'm trying to think of something different than I've said before on here. I am very passionate about time with people. Quality time is like my top love language, and it matters a lot to me that I get to spend like actual quality time with people, because I think our relationships are what matters to me most in life. And if I drop dead tomorrow, I would only ever be disappointed that I didn't spend time with the right people. There's probably nothing else that I could ever really care as much about or regret. Yeah.
Well, like they say, when somebody wants to be with you or hang out with you or you mean something to them, they will make the time for you, no matter how busy they are. Whether it's texting, checking up on you. Time is everything, so I can see why I'd be so passionate about it, you know? Like you said, if you were to pass away at any time, the time you didn't spend with the people you love would probably be what would hurt.
Yeah.
But, good for you.
Thank you.
I love that. That's good.
How about you? What's the thing you're passionate about?
I'm very passionate about something that I think we've spoken of before, and you also probably are passionate about this, is just being very queer and open and kind of, in a way, in your face about it, Yeah. Like I said, that people, like when people say like being gay is not a personality, like giving you crap about it, and I'm like, for me it kind of is. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I enjoy the glitz, the glam, the glitter, being masculine and yet much more feminine, and kind of just being a loud and proud queer individual. I take pride in that, and I take pride in the compliments I get for being that person, for being confident.
I think you do such a good job of being so like over the top authentically yourself. You've got this, this personality that just glows, and people see you coming from a mile away.
Oh, I know, baby.
And I appreciate the fact that because you are so comfortable in your queer identity, I think you help others who are much more timid feel more comfortable being their authentic selves.
Yeah. If he can do that, I'm like, come on.
Right.
I'm like the glitter, the everywhere, like super bright, holographic, everything, and they're like, okay, I can be a little louder, help them be like, okay,
they can turn it up.
Absolutely, and I love that for me.
I do too.
And you do the same, you do exactly that. You're a lot more louder, and you create, at least on social media.
Yeah.
Louder than me, but.
I'm louder on social media, you're louder in person. Yeah. How about that?
Yes. I mean, we both are very loud and proud in person.
We really are.
I just don't put it online, and I really should, and I've been told multiple times to do it. Mm-hmm. Whenever I describe you to other people, I'm like, he's literally me, does exactly what I do. He just posts it, and I don't. And I was like, and I really need to get on that. And I just love showing people your videos, because I'm like, this is someone I admire so much.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely, babes. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
Next
question. Take off that shirt.
That's right.
I want to take off a layer with you, because We've never been naked together.
We haven't. We have not.
Okay, question number 2. Tell me your favorite position without telling me your favorite position.
All right, I'll answer this one first,
Okay.
since I give you the other one. My favorite position is for me very intimate, you know, because making out with somebody does mean a lot to me, and it turns me on so much. And it also turns me on so much to be able to see the person's reactions and their facial expressions while we're, you know, in our moment, you know. Can I get more descriptive, or is that?
I think I can guess.
What?
Wait, let me guess.
Okay, what do you
is this missionary?
It is. It absolutely
Yes!
is. It absolutely is.
So missionaries come up a couple times in these episodes, and like, I really think it's such an underrated position, or a position that people go, whatever. It's so intimate, and
because people want to like do what they see on porn, and I'm like, that's great, like that's hot, you know, get wild, get interesting.
Yeah.
But when the intimacy is there, and it's just for me, like, I don't know if this sounds bad. I'm very face value. I you know, I like a handsome individual or pretty individual, whichever. And like I said, I just love watching and making out, and the facial expressions that are made are just they do it for me. So it is underrated because it's so easy and it's always done. But I mean, if you don't like the person, I guess you could just put their face down on them.
Right.
But for me, I'm like, I want this. You know?
Yeah.
It's not. It'll get me there for sure.
I'm very, very similar, and missionary is one of my favorite too, because I love, to see the reaction.
Does that mean you're not going to answer the question or what?
Oh, I am going to answer the question, but I just want to validate you first. That I think it's a wonderful position. One of my favorite positions, I love when I can also make eye contact with my partner. I can also take a lot of control in this position, and I feel empowered, but I also get to feel very receptive at the same time.
I'm gonna say riding somebody.
Yeah.
Not reverse cowgirl, but like, you know, this way.
Pacing.
Yeah, I feel that.
I love that.
I can see that you can feel very empowered because you're kind of in charge.
Yeah.
You know, you're making it happen, but you can also feel the person under you and what they're giving back to you. You're like, oh yes, you can feel it. Yes, that is a fave. I do love that position. Like I said, I do love seeing the person, and when I'm the top and the bottom is riding me, and watching them just take control and live their best lives on me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a part of me, like, yes, I give back, but to watch them just enjoy that, and then like I'm like, I'm your toy, I guess. Like, have your way with me. Like, it's so hot. I love it. I could definitely see why.
I think it's fun to also like play with like tightening my hole around while doing that.
I was just thinking about that too. I was like, when they're just, you know, you're sitting there and it's just not necessarily like moving too much, but you're just
clenching and
on it.
releasing.
Like, oh my gosh.
I love it's
to
such a temptation when I'm like writing and he's like, wait, slow down. And I'm like, okay. But like, do you ever just want to go, wait, just like tight?
Oh, I do it. I'm so bad at that when people are like, oh, I don't want to come yet. And I was like, now I want to make you come. Like, I'm like, don't give me that power because I'll take it, you know? And, you know, we'll try to get you there again, you know?
Yeah.
Have some more fun. But if
We're
you
both a little bit bitches.
Is it? But when somebody's like, I'm about to come, I'm like, oh yeah, let's do more. Like, let's blow it up, baby.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, what's next?
Oh wait, we have to take off something.
Oh, that's
what are we
right.
talking about?
Oh, sorry.
All right, let's take off a sock.
We're missing the best parts.
Okay. Question 3. How do you stand up for yourself, especially in uncomfortable situations?
Would you like to answer it first?
I can, yeah. So for me, one of the things that I like to do is find the ahead of time, not when I'm actually in the stressful situation, but outside of it, find what the feeling is in my body of like the nervousness I get right before saying like or standing up for myself. And usually that physical sensation of nervousness or anxiety right before standing up for myself is like
I can hear you like, oh.
Yeah. And it feels similar to a roller coaster for me when I go over that hill. And so I like to remind myself in that situation, okay, the feeling sucks and it makes me want to run away or like shut my mouth and not say anything, but I can do this because it feels like a roller coaster and I love roller coasters.
I was
a little mind trick.
Yeah. That answer was a whole roller coaster in itself. I was like, wait, so I was like, so do we hate this feeling? And you're like, I love roller coasters. So I was like, oh, so this is a good feeling, like, you know. But yeah, I see that.
The feeling
the
itself
tightness
feels,
right here, or like,
in the
like
moment.
this is about to happen or something, you know. And it's the approach, and you're like, that little adrenaline that hits, and you're like, okay, boo.
Exactly that.
Oh my God, are you confrontational? Wow.
No, I'm not very confrontational usually. So I have to use that to like psych myself up.
Good for you. No, good for you. Knowing yourself and how to get through that. Especially how to use that. You know, you're like, I love roller coasters. So I was like, oh, okay, so that was a good thing. That's how we're going.
Yeah, roller coaster's my favorite.
I love it. You have a whole gameplay of how to get yourself through that.
Mm-hmm. I try. Doesn't work 100% of the time. It helps.
But you know, yeah, it helps. It definitely helps. And you're a very, confident person, so
thank you.
I'm sure you do very well.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. So are you.
And we're halfway, kind of.
What?
I was like, we're halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
You get a little kiss out of you.
Absolutely.
Well, this question is quite interesting for me because I wouldn't say I have the hardest time standing up for myself. Especially because I've had anger issues. Mm-hmm. So I try to avoid situations that are unnecessary. If someone bothered me and I don't care about them, I'm just gonna let you be. Do I care about seeing you in the future, anything at all? Like, do I need to stand up for myself, Mm-hmm. Someone calls me something else, and I'm like, I can care less about you, know? So in an uncomfortable situation, it would be somewhere close. I mean, you gotta deal with it head on. That's how I do it. I find myself being very confrontational, not in such a negative way, but I feel like if something needs to be said, it's gonna be said. Yeah. Either now or later, so it's better to do it now. Always if it's in a better situation, and sometimes there's no better situation. And, I always feel like it's going to spill out either way, so just get it out of the way, just go out and tell your friend probably what you feel. Or, for example, my last show, I just feel like I wasn't getting enough credit in ways that I was being torn down a little bit, and I was like, how do I even tell her, like, she's not being invited to these shows and it's not even mine? I'm just hoping, like, how do I confront her on this? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I just need to bring it up to her. And I did. One day, like, the right moment came up and I was like, I would just want you to know that this is how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't need you to respond. I don't need you to give me anything. I just need to be heard. And that's really just enough for me sometimes, I need you to know how I feel. Whether you want to respond to it or not. And I guess that's how I approach it, just, I guess, head on. It's gotta be, situations have to be dealt with.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really insightful of you to know that if you naturally go right into it to confront the situation, you've known that you've had anger issues in the past with, like, now you kind of assess, it sounds like, whether it's worth it or not. And it's always, I really like that you're constantly turning into, but what do I need out of it? As opposed to joining to get even with this person. It's like,
where's my energy going right now?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like to be in negative energy or anything bad or start anything wrong. And people know that. So, you know, if I'm saying something for them, like, it's never going to be malicious. And that also helps. You know, knowing that it's not malicious and knowing that it's all coming from a great place will calm me down, and I can say whatever I want, you know, because it's how I feel or where I feel. So I stand up more for my friends than I do for myself. But, you know.
And just being heard, too. Like you said, that's the main thing.
Yeah, I just want to be heard. You know, I need you to hear what I have to say, and I need to know that you heard it. Mm-hmm. That's all. Yeah. And that gives me the peace of mind. Yeah. Instead of going like 3 days being like, how do I do this? How do I do this? There you go. It's just going to ruin you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done.
Alright, last sock. Last sock.
Let's do it. Goodbye, socks. For all the foot lovers, except for mine, are dirty. Yours are nice and clean looking, I think.
I've been told I have nice feet.
Me see.
Okay, well they're really bad because of work.
You do have nice feet, though.
They got worse because of work.
A lot of callus.
I don't have as much as I did when I played, since I played baseball. But I remember, I met this guy with a foot fetish, and he loved my feet. I was like, do I have pretty feet? I was like, I guess I do. I was like, look at me.
Look at you go.
I know.
Being the foot model. All right. Tell me something you're insecure about and something that you feel secure about.
Okay, my turn. I kind of love this because I feel like my insecurity and insecurity are very much the same thing, which would be, I guess, my body. Mm-hmm. Of course, dealing with anorexia and bulimia in the past has given me such a perspective on my own body and my injuries and stuff, where my arms are not as big as I used to be, and I'm not as tight as I used to be, as fit as I used to be. That's where I would say I'm definitely insecure about. But I also am very secure about the confidence that I have in knowing that this is my body and this is what you're gonna get. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I have a horrible body. I think I'm delicious. I can always be better, but there's always room for progress. So, just the confidence and my sexual confidence and the few compliments that I get have helped out my security with knowing that I really enjoy my body. I don't shave anymore and how hairy I am, and I just let it all go, and people love it, and I just eventually started loving it a lot more too, I'm mad that I hated my body before and I was super fit, and now I'm like, this is what you're gonna get, baby. Mm-hmm. And it's a fun time over here, so I guess both would be it.
Yeah. I think you are very sexy, and I'm glad you let your hair grow because I find it to be a very big turn on. Are you liking this episode? Enjoy the visuals too on OnlyFans. Use the link in the show notes or go to my website, alex.gay. That's Alex with 3 X's, .gay. Now, let's get back to the action.
Sometimes it turns me on a little bit, but
Oh, I love it.
Because I'm like, I'm so worried. I'm like, oh gosh. I love doing that to people and they're like, hello.
You're getting me excited already.
They're like, I'm sorry. Just like playing with myself all the time. I'm like, oh, my bad.
Sorry, everyone. So mine is similar. I also used to be a lot more fit and muscular than I am now. And it's taken me a bit to kind of see all the different versions of my body over the years. And I'm definitely not the body type that aesthetically I thought was the most attractive in like photos. But I guess this is where my security comes in. I'm very secure in the fact that I'm happy with myself now. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with my life. And I also like being me more. Super, super fit Alex was kind of miserable and hated life.
Tell me why, yeah. I feel that so bad. I have to feel that so bad. Yeah. Because when I was my most fit, I also hated my life. Mm-hmm. I mean, the little that I ate was just enough so I wouldn't faint, you know. Mm-hmm. It was so bad, and I was like super hot, but like I hated my life in the moment, so I can definitely see that. And you know, I'm very happy with who you are, also.
Thank you.
Physically and emotionally and mentally. I think you're absolutely fantastic, and I think you're absolutely sexy.
Thank you. Can I have a kiss?
As many as you want.
Yes, that's what I like to hear. Oh, may I take your pants off?
Oh, yes, you may.
Ooh, I love the red jock strap.
I thought it was fitting.
Is it yeah.
It's a jock thong.
A jock thong?
I try to keep it classy.
Yes. Wait, that was not a moan of like, that was a moan of like, yes, that's hot.
I was like, I try to keep it a little classy here.
Yeah.
You know? Keep the whole covered a little bit.
Right. Well, we're going to get naked in a minute. A little flash there. Would you like to do the honors?
I mean, it's always taken to do it for you. Baby. Cute.
Thank you. I am a little sunburned from today.
I saw.
Talk about another insecurity. I always hate how sunburned I get. Can you tell I was wearing a crop top?
Yes, I was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, wow, you're wearing a crop. That's
yeah. And then really short shorts. So, yeah. Anyway.
It's okay. I tend to make it, so I'm fine.
You also have more melanin than I have access to.
I have access.
There's my melanin right in these little specks.
And then, there you go, baby. Yeah, I can't tell I'm burnt until I take a shower. Which is always fun.
Oh,
I get in and I'm like against the wall and I'm like trying to reach the thing.
Ouch.
Because I like to take hot showers. And so I get
so painful.
And then I get in there and I'm like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, my sunburn just went down.
No. Yikes. Okay. Last question. So, being a very sexually active, open, and confident person, how has that affected your relationships and people's perceptions of you? Answer first or second?
I'll answer first.
Okay.
Why not?
I'm going to hold it here because I know I need to, review the question.
Yeah, I was like, that's why I wanted to answer it first.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not sure if I'll remember it, even if I did type that out. Well, being a very sexually open and active person I've always been very sexually active and open. Since high school, really. I was always known as, the boy that was hopping around girlfriend to girlfriend. And my girlfriends would always say that I was way too sexual, but, different story. Anyways.
Good for, they were blessed by you being very sexual. What were they talking about?
Especially that they were my
Who
beards.
complained?
Especially that they were my beards. Anyways, that was fun. Anyways, so people always just assume that, I'm a fuckboy or that I'm only here for sex and just, I'm always here for sex. But there's more than that, Sex is just one part of who I am and what I enjoy. I'm just more open and don't think of it as a weird topic, And I've always talked about it, and I've always helped out my friends, which has always been great. But when it comes to relationships, people are just like, you're not serious, you're not willing to settle, you're not about it. And I'm like, it sucks. But for me, if you have that perception of me and you want to keep that perception of me, go ahead. You just kind of wither out the people that aren't willing to get to know me.
Yeah.
And it's always a matter of just, if you're gonna make assumptions of me, you're not somebody that I want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get to talk about it a lot more now with people, and people see me as not just a sexual figure, but at least a sexual figure with like a good mind and a good heart. If that kind of answers that question, I guess it's, you know.
I think you did a great job of answering it. And thanks also for being so honest and vulnerable. I mean, I hear the like the pain and the, my word for it would be like feeling unseen or lack of belonging. Like people aren't getting to see the real you because they're distracted by your sexual freedom and confidence, and it's their loss.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome. I appreciate you too.
Alright, baby. Your turn.
Yeah, so for me, I think I was really afraid to get into and kind of work like this because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to find a partner, that people would like judge me. And I really loved talking to porn stars, porn creators, content creators, whatever they want to call themselves. I think we're all porn stars if we're putting our bodies on the internet. But it was really helpful for me to see that there were several guys who had healthy relationships, and the theme that I saw there and that I found as well with my partner is it takes the right guy who's or person, it takes the right person who's secure in themselves, knows that the relationship that we have is not affected by the sex that I have with anyone else. And I think similarly to you, I've felt like some friends didn't quite see who I was when I talked about sex too much, and I really got in my head with who I shared my sex life details with for fear of judgment or for fear of how they would interact with me or push me
The
away.
response would be, yeah. What a fear, yeah. I can definitely see that and feel that. I mean, I guess it's very similar to showing people how gay we are, or how, you know, and just being a little fearful of that. But, you know, like you said, that little discomfort that you feel you have to go and take,
roller
for it,
coaster.
you know, that little roller coaster that you got. You have to take it on and just be who you are, and that's exactly what you do.
Yeah.
You know, and you do very well at it.
Thank you.
And
I also think now that I'm more out there and upfront about who I am, what I do, my sex life and stuff, yeah, there's some people that have been turned off by it, but lots more people are actually very accepting of it. And now I am not in my head like I used to be about it, because I know that there's not something I'm like hiding a secret from them. Now I get to find out quickly.
Yeah.
If they're gonna be out later, then let's get them out right now.
Right, like I said, they'll wither themselves out themselves, you know, like they will throw themselves out. And it seems like you're doing well, baby.
Thank you.
Good for you, baby.
So with that, do
You like
you
that
want to
being said?
get naked?
Yeah, let's do it, honey.
Okay.
Next step, baby. Oh gosh. I used to be very insecure also about I used to think my head had a small dick because it wasn't like halfway down my knee.
Oh, right.
I was like, dude, it's not even here.
It doesn't touch my tattoos right here.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, and I am very, very comfortable
You know
and confident about it now.
I know, right? Also, like, dicks are so, like, they can start small and grow. Or they can also just
I know.
stay small.
I'm a huge girl. I love telling people that. They're like, oh, honey, I think
Also, I really love this nipple ring. It's so hard.
Yeah, I showed the other one. I want a bigger one, maybe. What I do miss is the sensitivity.
Oh, are they less sensitive now?
Yeah, well, the little pain of it when they're like still kind of like hurting. That pain felt really good.
A little masochist.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. You
little
know,
pinch of
like,
masochism.
I'm like that little like kind of burn. I'm like, oh fuck, sorry, they're new, and I'm like, oh, I miss that so bad. The amount of times I catch myself doing this, and I'm like, oh, I miss it.
Just pull it out, leave it for however long, and then
I know. Sometimes I just hope it gets stuck on something and then rips a little bit. And I'm like, oh, damn, they're ripped again. God.
Well, shall we end the episode here and maybe get up to a little fun in another video? Yeah. Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you for getting naked with me today. Yes. It was a pleasure.
No, thank you so much for having me, honestly. To be vulnerable, emotionally vulnerable, and physically vulnerable with you is very comfortable, and God, you're so sexy.
So are you. Things I want to do to you right now. All right, for all of you, we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
My boys, my girls, and everything in between.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend so they too can become more confident. You can also help more people find the show by leaving a 5-star review wherever you listen. And if you want to become a more confident queer with support from yours truly, head to coachalexray.com or use the link down in the show notes. I'm looking forward to working with you.